Hey Lombardis, this marketing plan's for you. My name's Jake.
I'm Anthony. And I'm Reese.
Now, before we get started off on this document, what I want to first shed light on is exactly what we're going to be reviewing over the course of this document, so you have an idea of what's going on and what place in the document we're at. So the purpose of this document is to shed light on future marketing strategies for the wholesale arm of your business at Lombardi's. We understand that you guys also do B2C at Lombardi's, but for our explicit purposes, we were not so concerned with that because we believe that the B2B section of your business has more potential for growth, revenue growth, and future brand preservation. Right. We'll first illustrate the background analysis that we performed on not only your company, but also the other companies that we analyzed in our research. How you differed, how you were similar, what made you better, and what made you worse. From there, we will select niches based off of your circles of competence, target markets where we believe you will have the most influence and potential for future revenue growth and brand preservation. We'll craft positioning statements, and on top of that, come together with tactics that we can use to target these markets. And furthermore, to drive it home, we'll illustrate what it means to follow through with these tactics and positioning statements for your target markets, what the final results can look like, the good in them, and also the possible bad, how we mitigate risk along the way.
So, if we're talking about your company and your background, we know that you guys are a trusted seafood family run operation that's based out of Winter Park and has been operating for 60 years, something that is a very impressive feat in itself and one that honestly is a selling point to, and it's a testament to how well you guys run a company. We know that you guys are very reliable, very consistent, and that's something that is a very monumental selling point and proving point as to why people need to choose your products and why other companies should choose your products. Now you guys have a fresh and frozen seafood, shellfish, shrimp, deli items, all prepared meals, party goods or foods. So you guys provide a whole plethora of options for people, and that's very, very important when you're trying to compete in the industry of not only B2C but B2B. And we know that's an industry that we want to give our own tips and critique on something for you guys. Now, for the value proposition for you guys. So, some of our points of parity, all of them emphasize fresh and seafood with quality certifications and compliance. Clearly, it's very important for you guys to be legal to be selling seafood and distributing, but it's also important that you guys are obviously providing the best product possible for your customers. So we know that you guys have an ozone infused water sanitation system, which is in house, and it's food safe, chemical safe, and more effective than chlorine. That in itself is very important, obviously, when going about sending a message because it shows how much you guys care about your product and what you're delivering. Now, we also know that you have the deep essential Florida heritage. That goes with being in business for 60 years, something that's just so incredible and monumental. You guys also are very premium, traceable seafood that everyone you can see where you know where it's coming from, and it's consistency, it's fast, and it's efficient, and it just that's what makes you guys so good.
For each of these individual sections, I'm going to be focusing on an individual strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat that we have to consider and realize that as it pertains to your company, right? So first I'll go with strengths. Now your business has the strength of being a local business that has been rooted in the community for going back now 3 generations, right? That is something that is good for you guys. On top of that, you also have an ozone sanitation system that allows you to guarantee freshness, safety, and a longer shelf life for your clients, which is something that not all of your competitors are going to have. Your weakness currently is that your smaller scale is going to equate to lesser pricing power in the marketplace. You're not always going to be able to match prices with these larger distributors. One of the opportunities that you're going to have is going to be improving the flow of your ordering systems with the incorporation of AI automation as AI continues to get better and better and better over time, and using this tooling to thus improve your customer experience. If you can apply this tooling and improve your customer experience, it's going to improve the word of mouth marketing that you're going to get. Now, as far as threats to consider, national distributors offering deep discounts is something that Lombardi simply does not have the means to match because you guys are not such national distributors. You're only regional distributors throughout Central Florida. So it's no secret as a wholesale distributor that you guys' target customers are going to be chefs, caterers, and restaurant owners who value high quality seafood that's fresh. They need consistency in local sourcing, and they need fast and reliable delivery, right? So when they're going to choose who they're going to go with, they're going to choose you by hearing about Lombardi's through other chefs, local reps, or industry events, right? They're then going to compare you against other suppliers based on your freshness, delivery reliability, and product range. They're then going to place their orders with you regularly. They expect the right product at the right time in perfect condition. And when you guys deliver consistently, they're going to stick around, recommend it to others, and build long-term loyalty. All of this is screaming post purchase extended marketing. You guys need to be building relationships with the chefs, the owners, the people, the caterers that you are working with, right? It's really relationship marketing when you're in wholesale distribution like that. So it means leading with transparency, showing up at the community, leaning into the story. You guys are family owned, locally rooted, and you're obsessed with quality. Lead with that. Lead with what already makes you awesome, right? Tie it into the values of those that you serve and care about, right? Make the people that you're currently work with feel heard, and they will become the greatest brand ambassadors for you and ultimately bring in further clients so that we can meet our goals in the long run, right? Act like part of their kitchen, not just another line on their invoice.
So some of the effects that external factors for you guys, obviously, when politically talking, you guys are regulated by the Florida Fish and Wildlife. That's something that you're always going to have to be in talks with and being cooperative with. Economic inflation, obviously, things can affect your prices and your cost of goods. When times are good, inflation can be down, and that can make prices cheaper for you guys. They all go hand in hand. Now, you guys are growing among chefs in this Central Florida area, so that word of mouth is going to be something that's huge. And communities like that will hold a strong sway in supplier decision. Technologically, AI can streamline and wholesale for, and can help your wholesaling ordering with efficiency and continue to help build that and drive that to be as productive as possible. For legal, you guys can be obviously you guys are seafood, HACCP, or allergen and origin labeling required, FDA and local health. All these things that are pretty basic. And environmental, obviously, when it's bad outside and climate change, and there's just a lot of factors that can affect you guys. That's really important for you guys to stay eco-friendly and make sure all and continue to always be on top of that and doing your best.
A few collaborators that you guys could work with would be to partner with local restaurants and showcase your food through their menu. Also, working with culinary programs such as schools like Orange Technical College in Winter Park. You could host like workshops such as how to cook lobster classes and show some unique recipes that could be implemented in people's homes. Local and regional food festivals would be another good way to attract people that are really passionate about food, such as chefs, restaurant influencers on social media, and this could increase the buzz around Lombardi's and increase the outreach. Meal prep businesses could also take advantage of your product and use it as their meal prep that they send to their customers.
Now, from the research on your competitors that we did, what we have gathered is that New England Wholesale, out of the four companies that we analyze, including yourself, is most certainly going to be your competitor that you're going to see the most of recurringly, right? So they're also going to be serving regional parts of Florida. They're more of a white glove service dealing with hotels and resorts. They're high touch service style. So they're definitely working close with their customers, sort of like you are. They're not like a Stokes Fish where it's like bulk fulfillment. They're fulfilling orders all across the country. They're close, they're regional, they're premium, they offer great selection, and they're already serving all the top clientele, top shelf clientele, right? So these are guys that are going to be similar to you in that regard, but the quality differentiator that we notice between you guys and them is you guys have the ozone sanitation system. They made no list of that on their website or anywhere in our analysis that we were looking at them through. You have the ozone sanitation with the 24 to 48 hour inventory turnover, and that also sets you apart from the rest of the pack in terms of quality differentiation.
So this is a SMART goal. We're looking to increase Lombardi's wholesale distribution by targeting more premium restaurants, hospitality buyers, and catering services. We're looking to acquire 25 new wholesale accounts. This is very achievable because Lombardi's is already very present in the wholesale market, and their premium quality and a wide variety of products makes them very attractive. This is relevant to Lombardi's because wholesale is where they thrive, and adding to this, the revenue they get from wholesale would add to the reputation of the company. 12-month time frame will be used to measure growth using these KPIs. We will be both counting and organizing and also measuring the revenue from each of the accounts that we mentioned and how successful our production in each of these is. Calculating the average order value per wholesale would also help indicate how much each account is doing and which customers are loyal and that we should focus on. And territory expansion metrics can help us find out how far our product outreach is and where we can improve.
So target segment one is going to be upscale and independent restaurants, right? The key point of difference here is that chef-driven access to the freshest locally and globally sourced seafood delivered with the flexibility and quality only a heritage seafood expert can offer. So these chefs that we're going to be working with, upscale and independent restaurants who also may be owned by chefs specifically, these chefs are going to want a more broad variety of inventory to select from. That is something that Lombardi's can definitely cater to. They're going to want this broader variety because if they're going to be more boutique, they're going to have specials that they're going to be running. So we're adaptable to those menu changes so we can service them no matter what they're looking for, which is awesome. So that's why we chose this as one of our target segments here. So look, whatever the special may be, Lombardi's will offer the selection that chef-owned restaurants will need. On top of that, your ozone sanitation system ensures them that the guests are dining on the safest handled seafood in Central Florida, which is another talking point not only for you, but also something that the chefs that you're working with can boast to their customers. Assurance only a long time, trusted brand like Lombardi's can offer is what you're providing these people that you serve.
For our second target segment, boutique hotels and resorts, a main difference and for you guys is that you guys are a one-stop premium seafood sourcing that elevates guest experience across in-room dining, events, and F&B menus. This is all backed by your 60 years of local trust and reliability. It matters because hotels can rely on your product and the supply that you've been able to do for years and years. Guests appreciate local authenticity and quality, and you guys provide ready-to-use products like platters and deli items, which is ease for operation demands for hotel chefs and staff. The key takeaway is that hotels and resorts need a food supplier, and that is you guys. You guys provide something that's very reliable, fresh, and can guarantee a product variety.
Target segment 3 is event and wedding caterers, and the key point of difference here is that Lombardi's provides high volume presentation ready seafood with minimal prep, ensuring the event's impressed without compromise. And this is relevant to Lombardi's and their products because of the pre-cooked shrimp, stuffed seafood, sauces, and platters, and also you have the access to luxury items such as caviar, stone crab, and live lobster. The main takeaway here is that with your events, Lombardi's will be able to provide easy, ready-made food with also a diverse selection of premium seafood options that makes it so that anyone's event can be tailored just to them. Here are some recommendations. As far as the product's considered, we figure that making seafood bundles specific to which type of account we're looking at, such as fine dining and events catering, can make the delivery more seamless. Price incentives, volume-based incentives could help increase loyalty. That way those customers that buy the most will get more value. And then also discounts for first-time buyers could help get more businesses foot in the door. As far as place is considered, we figure that you can expand the delivery radius and then also upgrade the online wholesale ordering channels by implementing AI automation to make it easier on the customer. And as far as promotion is concerned, attending and sponsoring local culinary events would help increase outreach as well as building relationships with chefs by conducting sampling events. And we also like the idea of making a program that maintains post-purchase engagement, which would help create brand loyalty and keep your customers involved and happy. Here's a positioning statement and tactics for target segment 1. It goes for independent and upscale chefs driven by creativity and in need of exceptional, consistent ingredients. Lombardi Seafood delivers premium, daily fresh fish, shellfish, and specialty items sourced locally and globally to fine dining standards. Backed by our premium selection and trusted third-generation family legacy, Lombardi's offers the most reliable and inspiring seafood partnership for chefs who demand unmatched quality, variety, and authenticity. Some tactics to get this done is personalized chef outreach, so visiting restaurants and building relationships with chefs. This is an important part of this, and also a program that has us deliver the products that are ready-made for the preparation of the food. That way it's seamless and easy to use for the chefs.
For our second position statement, we came up with boutique hotels and resorts for Lombardi's. And we know, obviously, you guys provide a very high quality service. So being able to work with boutique hotels and luxury resorts with your high quality, dependable seafood will be something that's definitely going to be a very good partnership for you guys and for the resorts themselves. And so some of the tactics we came up with was direct hotel outreach with custom wholesale kits, which can build a curated list of hotels and resorts, then send personalized wholesale kits, including seafood product catalog, pricing, delivery options, chef testimonials, and just a bunch of other things. And then another tactic to go along with that would be hospitality sampler boxes. So pre-cooked food, lobster tails, seafood platters, all of these could fit in and make this just look great for you guys and great for them. For our third and final position statement, we figured event and wedding caterers would be a perfect partner for you guys. Event and weddings require fresh, reliable, and impressive seafood that's going to be a memorable experience for what they're looking for. We believe this is exactly what you guys offer. You guys have been giving high quality products for over 60 years now, and being able to partner with weddings and caterers is something that they would very much appreciate. So some of the tactics that we came up with is build your own platter. So ordering through an online format that's going to be able to help make it simple for you guys knowing what you have to provide, and also make it simple for the caterers knowing exactly how they're going to set everything up. And then another option is preferred event vendor programs. So creating a VIP program for caterers who order frequently. That way you have a built-in trusting relationship. This is something that will evolve over time and continue to get better.
So the strategic timeline for wholesale growth at Lombardi is going to look something like this. We split it up into 4 quarters to make it easier to digest. Foundation and launch is going to be quarter 1. Chef, owner, and caterer outreach begins to scout potential events that we can go and attend. Upgrade our ordering system and make our customers aware of it through email campaigning. Set up avenues for them to give feedback for future testimonials. Right. This goes back to the post-purchase ordeal that we've been talking about this entire time. What we talked about back into customer analysis. Okay, so if we set up this post-purchase system, we can continue to connect with our customers that we are already serving and make them brand ambassadors to go out and find other chefs that we can further connect with, bring in, and make them customers. So quarter 2 is going to be market activation. We're going to launch our sampler box campaigns, target luxury hotels, and select caterers of sample boxes. We're going to try to attend 1 to 2 food events that chefs and owners are attending, right? We need to get in there. We need to start treading water. We need to learn how to swim. So we need to get to 1 or 2 events during quarter 2. Quarter 3, we're going to begin expanding. Once we've gotten our feet under us, once we can start treading water, once we could swim, we begin marking potential territories for delivery expansion. Begin the Build Your Platter campaign that we talked about previously for one of our target segments. Track customer data and feedback across all of our projects in anticipation of key quarter 4 decisions. What I want you to keep in mind is that every single time that we have a new quarter coming up, we are making plans in the previous quarter for the decisions that we're going to be making in the next quarter. Plan so that we can mitigate risk in advance. Quarter 4 is going to be optimization, lock long-term clients by continuing to relationship build post-purchase, what I was talking about earlier, refine offers as they work and as they don't, prep for expansion into more counties for wholesale delivery throughout Central Florida, possibly into Northern Florida and Southern Florida. We want to hit 25 new wholesale accounts over the next year, and we anticipate that our average order value is going to be $2,500 a month from each of these new customers. That's going to equate to $62,500 a month more in revenue across all these 25 accounts, which equates to $750,000 a year. This may sound ambitious, but we're trying to go for an ambitious goal, shoot for the stars, come up short, but you still land somewhere in one of the planets, right? So your upgrading your ordering system will be a one-time upfront cost that will likely require maintenance in the future. This is going to give you a competitive edge against your competition, though. It's going to create a point of difference that the rest of your competitors are not going to have, and they're going to have to be playing a lot of catch up in order to do. And it's something that you can market. It's a point of leverage for you. The events that we attend will also have sign-up costs and sponsorship costs, but these will also give us the opportunity to engage with those that we serve and the opportunity to learn further. Visits with our chefs to plan out their menus at times that they choose is a cost that will be incurred, with the understanding that we are building further rapport, trust, and transparency with those that we serve. I think the tradition of Lombardi's for a long time, from everything that I've gathered, has been trust and transparency, which is why it's a business that's transcended 3 generations now. We look to continue that in the future, stick close to our roots while expanding. That way we have our North Star to guide us as we continue scaling and meeting new people, still come back to those original customers that made us who we are. Now, with the plan we have now, we've accounted for 4 quarters of activities that is meant to bring in revenue for Lombardi's now and in the future, with the hopes of compounding that revenue in the future with a culture of trust built on transparency and reliability when servicing our customers. What has already worked in the past is going to continue working in the future. We're just going to leverage it even further. While we track the results on how our individual strategies are performing, we also have the capability to alter, redirect, or completely cease what we're doing with our campaigns. If something doesn't work, don't get attached to an idea, we cut it. Right? It is in this tracking of results that we mitigate our risks. Not letting the real numbers get away from us is key. Right? We like the idea of things, but if the idea is not showing results, then get rid of it. This is also why we have further planning stages and then implementation stages to follow those planning stages before we launch any campaign or commit to any big decisions, which is what I showed you in the previous quarter planning slide that I was showing you. So look, ultimately risk is necessary for growth, but if Lombardi's is not growing, it is dying. So taking these necessary risks while mitigating them along the way with adequate tracking and looking at KPIs and seeing, okay, how much output are we actually getting from the adverts that we're running, actually getting from the engagement that we're getting, tracking those to see what is a good business decision and what is a poor business decision. Thank you.